Blood Drive for the Xbox 360. I saw one guy describe this as the worst game he'd ever played. I wouldn't call it that, but it's not a good game, or even decent. It is bad, but not 100% bad, more like 70% bad, 20% good, and 10% decent. This vehicular combat game is made up of several various cups, each with a set amount of events, and you must score first place in each cup to advance. And this is where one of my biggest issues with the game comes into play. Some of the cups will take upwards of 3 hours with no save and quit button, so you have to be willing to sit and play this game 3 hours straight. And if you only get second place, you have to restart the entire process. Sounds fun? Nope. And then you have to do the same events over and over and over. There are only about 8 events: Checkpoint Derby, Checkpoint Elimination, King of the Skull, Total Massacre, Elimination Derby, and Demolition Derby, Roadkill Elimination, with one other I can't remember the name of. I sorta liked 3 of the events: Roadkill Elimination, Total Massacre, and the one I can't remember the name of, but you just try to kill as many zombies as possible in that one, which is really what I expected from this game, killing zombies, but only a few of the events are actually focused on slaying the undead. For example, Checkpoint Derby is about reaching as many checkpoints as possible in a set amount of time, or King of the Skull is about trying to hold a golden skull longer than all the other players while everyone tries to take it from you. Checkpoint Derby and Checkpoint Elimination were my least favorite and had a very unbalanced AI, since the bots always knew exactly where the yellow checkpoints were, but all you knew was the general area where it might be, and on multi-story arenas, you just had to hope you were on the right floor. In theory, this game can be beaten in 12 to 14 hours, depending on how good the player is, but I threw in the towel after about 9 hours of trying to not lose my mind due to the extreme repetition. I really wish you could just play a single event, but you can't. I mean, you can, but to unlock the single event modes, you have to complete some pretty tough challenges, which I was never able to pull off. Fam, I came here to kill zombies, not for a racing game with zombies thrown in. Discussing cups a bit more, at the start of each cup you can choose your vehicle. I mostly stuck with Nazar because of his well-rounded stats and good default weapon. At the start of each event, you choose a perk that alters your vehicle. I think the name of the one I almost always took is Tank, increasing durability and damage while also doubling ammo. At the end of the event, points are assigned to each player or bot based off where they placed, and an extra point is given to you if you beat your randomly assigned rival score, or to your rival if they beat you. At the end of the cup, the player with the most points wins. Supposedly, at the end of the final cup, a cutscene is unlocked for each driver, but other than that, this game lacks any solid story, really. On a positive note, this game had a lot of cool zombie designs and variation, and did a good job keeping track of your stats. Graphics were actually pretty good, but pushed the console a bit too far and often suffered from lag and just straight up crashed on one occasion. Just too much going on at once, I guess. The soundtrack wasn't anything to write home about. It existed, I guess, and the online servers are still up, just completely empty, so I can't comment on the multiplayer. Overall, Blood Drive isn't really worth it unless you're a huge fan of vehicular combat games. It has some redeeming factors, but I call it a bad game and give it a 5.8 out of 10 by my grade scale. What do you think of Blood Drive? Is that a fair grade? Let me know in the comments. For any newcomers to my channel, I mostly play, review, and discuss zombie and horror games, with sometimes other topics. Maybe check some of my other content out if that sounds like your thing. Always remember that Jesus loves you. Thanks again for watching. Peace.